on the subscribe button there, and that'll get you plugged in. Hit the notification bell, and they'll let you know when I drop a new video, which will be twice a week. I normally do. And you can visit the Training by Dunbar website to schedule consultation, to get the book, to look at free training videos.
I don't know what's wrong with that, but
also you can always go directly to. Oh, excuse me. You can always go directly to the Training by Dunbar page and go to free training videos, and there you will be able to look at videos as well. If you click on any of the videos there, it'll take you to YouTube anyway, and then you'll be on the channel. You can kind of look at whatever you need to there. So, and I have this set up here like this, just kind of giving you guys an idea. Most of the stuff I did on the slides today is really just showing you guys where you can enhance your image, your online image. And there's a couple of ways of doing that. And I'm going to be talking about that between this week and next week, because this is going to be a two-part. It might end up being a three-part, but I know right now it's going to at least be a two-part because I'm going to talk a little bit about Canva, and I'm also going to talk a little bit about smartmockups.com. And that is how you'll see how you're able to add your brand to different things, the logo and all that stuff. So we're going to talk about those different things today. And I'm going to show you guys, obviously, just a little bit of the content that we're going to be going over here in a second. So for those who have not taken a look at the book, remember it's going to be available on October 5th, but you can pre-order it right now. There's a 25% discount, and I'll show you guys where that's at here in a second. The book is Network Marketing as an Entrepreneur, and the premise of that book is talking about being a network marketer, but operating a network marketing business as a business owner or entrepreneur, as opposed to operating it like a network marketer, because you can build it stronger. You can build it in a way where you've got 3 or 4 different streams of income coming from that network marketing business. And I want you to look at it as, back up for a second and look at your network marketing business like, hey, I'm a business owner, I'm an entrepreneur, not this is a side hustle that I'm doing on a weekend or when I get off work to create an extra $1,000 a month. I want you guys to really be able to earn some full-time income and particularly be able to leave that income as a legacy to your family, because network marketing companies do put you in a position to get passive income, 2 or 3 different streams of income that can still be around after you go. So preparation for becoming an entrepreneur, that's kind of what we're talking about in this ebook. Of course, there's a bigger book coming out, which is going to be not network marketing as an entrepreneur, but becoming an entrepreneur in the network marketing industry, which will start a series of books. But this ebook was more or less a release that we're doing because of all what was happening with the racial climate and COVID and elections and all the stuff happening. We didn't want to release the big book, so we're going to do a couple of ebooks first, just to give you guys a little bit of a better idea. So of course there's a chapter written in here by my good friend, and actually I call Tiffany my sister, Tiffany and John Sullivan out of the Panhandle, Pensacola, Florida. So Tiffany is a practicing attorney and an insurance agent and a network marketer and an entrepreneur, of course, mother, wife. So she'll be doing a chapter in the book, which is talking about covering structure and actual business, like forming your actual business, and talking about the legal obligations and tax liability and things like that. So as a business owner, again, you guys will know how to form that corporation, how to set up that employee identification number so that you can open up a business bank account, all those things that it takes to become an entrepreneur. So Tiffany Sullivan will be talking about those things in her chapter in the book. And if you want the 25% discount, if you go to where you get the book PayHip, you can either go to PayHip or you can actually go to my website right now. There's a page there on my website. So if you go to trainingbydunbar.com, you can see one of the tabs that's talking about the book. If you click it, and it opens up with PayHip, and you'll see a landing page where you can get the book, or you can look at the landing page I email it to you, however you want to do it. But when you're going to buy the book, it's going to ask you for a discount code. And if you put in employeepreneur in all caps like this, it will give you a 25% discount. So you can go in there and take care of that that way as well. So in the chapter that I've given away, so if you haven't received the free chapter, just give me an email or a text, shoot me an email or a text, and I will get it out to you. But I did email it to, I believe, over 700 people. So if you didn't get it, it may have went to spam, and something else may have happened with it. But at the end of the day, read chapter 3, and you'll get a chance to meet Kim Anstey and hear her story about being a network marketer and having a full-time job. And I want to thank you guys who gave me some feedback, because I asked people to give me feedback on the chapter. So if you've read the chapter and you haven't given me feedback, please give me feedback on it. And I mean honest feedback. Please don't tell me that you like the chapter if you don't like it. I need honest feedback so I can make changes on things in future as I'm continuing to write. So I kind of want constructive criticism, or whatever kind of criticism you have to give. Not just, don't just be nice to me because we are quote unquote friends, because that's not really what I'm looking for. I'm looking for feedback. So thank those who did it, who sent me that feedback. So I appreciate you guys. But great chapter. I looked at it a few times. I've gotten some good feedback on it. So I appreciate you all for that. So just real quickly, for those that hadn't heard my story, and I'm gonna keep my story short, so we can get into the material. But I just want people to know kind of where I come from. And obviously I'm not from Jacksonville, Florida. I'm from Buffalo, New York. And that's where I started at. For me, Buffalo, New York. Wasn't an entrepreneur until I got to Florida. So when I got to Florida, that's when I started buying a property, which is why I came here. I just thought it was better to buy property in Florida as opposed to Buffalo, New York, even though it's a really low cost of living in Buffalo, New York. I just wanted to go somewhere else and do it. So I went down to Florida. I got involved in the real estate market, went and purchased 8 investment properties. And when the market crashed a few years later, I ended up losing about 3 of those 8 properties, and I lost one of my cars to repossession. And I was just really kind of in a bad place, financially in a bad place, mentally, I guess, in every aspect, spiritually. And I ran into a friend of mine who I had been doing some other business with, and he was explaining to me about how the assisted living marketplace was booming, and how it was, it was a great outfit and made decent money. And I was familiar with that because my mother was in that background in New York. She did healthcare, home care, and she worked with a company who distributed clients to assisted living facilities. And so she was familiar with it. And a friend of mine, his grandmother actually owned an assisted living facility. I didn't know that's what it was when I was growing up, but I found out later on that that's what that was as I got older. And I went ahead and I got involved in that. And I took the 5 properties that I had left and went through all of the codes with the fire codes I had to do, all of the health department things that I had to take care of with the properties, and got them all transferred over into assisted living, hired 3 8-hour shifts in all the places, and started filling them up with limited mental health clients. I ended up having 42 limited mental health clients within 5 different properties. And it just became a headache because I didn't have the patience to deal with the limited mental health clients. It was it was good money, but it was a lot of drama that I just didn't want to deal with. So I started branching out and doing some other things. I opened up a Janet King janitorial service. I also opened up a nightclub at that time. I ended up starting a networking company about 3 years later. So I did a few different things, a tax office, and a couple of other side ventures. I used to be a part of a logistics company out of Alabama, probably about 11 years ago. So it was a few different things that I had gotten involved in. And I realized that I was really just chasing money, not really doing anything that was purposeful for me, that I was passionate about. So I had to kind of slow down and, and this is, I'm obviously shortening my story, not telling you the whole thing. But when I realized that I wasn't really passionate about what I was doing, but I was really more or less doing it for the money, I started looking for something I was more passionate about. And then as I started to get older, I'm 45 now, but as I started to get older, I was thinking, I really want to have something that's going to pay me residual income, passive income, things of that nature, because I was working with people who were in that space. And I had a Legal Shield membership already. And with my Legal Shield membership, I had never used it, but then somebody started prospecting me about the company. And about 6 months into them prospecting me, when I went to a meeting and heard residual, that's what got me into network marketing. And then I went from there. It went to me branching out and doing a couple of other things behind that. But I ended up selling off my assisted living transitional housing company, which was called Transition Housing. I sold that off with the properties. And I got rid of the tax office. I kind of worked my way out of that. I went from 100% on my tax office to 50-50 to 90-10. And then I kind of kind of backed myself out of that deal. And then I kind of got rid of everything else. And then I just was network marketing for probably about 5 years straight. But in that process, I had a lot of ups and downs. I sold my businesses off too soon. So it wasn't as smooth as I'm making it sound like. I'm just speeding my story up. But I had a lot of issues, even medical issues, based on my stress level, because I started doing the network marketing, and about 2 or 3 years into network marketing, I started making decent money, and I let go of everything else, and I did that too soon. Because then my business started doing a whole roller coaster ride. And this is why becoming an entrepreneur is such a relevant topic, because you've got to understand, don't get excited. And that's the story, one of the part of the story of Kim Yancey in that book is about that. Not terminating your employer before your business is running in a place where you can really pay full-time bills and put money up and have an emergency fund and play your part as a responsible adult in your household. And that's all something that you have to understand about being an entrepreneur, that business can be doing really good sometimes, and sometimes they can be doing, not so good. I've got a real estate client that I work with, and she was having some $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 months. And she was like really kind of feeling down on her luck. And she called me this afternoon and was like, hey, you got to give me a congratulations. And I'm like, well, what happened? And she's like, this is the first time I've closed a deal where I made 5 figures on one closing, as opposed to having to do 3 or 4 closings a month to get to 5 figures. And she closed the deal today and made 14 grand as a realtor on one piece of property on the beach. And it's just exciting to see people get in a space where their income is 5 figures and above, and they can continue to push in that direction. And she went from doing 3, 4, 5 deals in a month to make that kind of money to now having one deal close and make 14 grand on one deal. So being an entrepreneur takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of understanding on, especially when you're in a field like a network marketing field where things can go up and down, or really even the fitness field where gyms have been shut down. And I just saw where LA Fitness was actually looking for funding now because the gyms are closed so long that they're losing money. So, you can own a gym and even something like a pandemic can happen or anything else, and you'll have to shut that business down. So those things are just so important to understand, how you should be saving money, how you should be putting money up, how to keep your costs low, how to use automated systems instead of hiring employees and paying somebody $10, $15, $20 an hour, when you can be paying an automated system $20 or $30 a month to take care of the same thing that some humans could do. Now, I know that on the employee side, you may feel like, well, when you're running a business, you want to be in a position to hire people so you can help the economy. Well, guess what? It's like the face mask dropping down on you on the airplane when the plane is, or seeming as this is going to crash. You got to put yours on first. You can't help the economy by hiring people before your business is running in a place where you can afford to hire people. So you have to get your business up and running. So those are all the kind of things that I'm talking about in the book, in the future books that I'm going to be writing, because I want people to really understand not only the skill set of what they're doing when they're saying, I'm a network marketer, I'm a personal trainer or a fitness trainer, I'm a realtor, I'm an insurance agent. Well, that's great, but what are you doing as a business owner to make sure that your business in that industry is actually growing to a point where you can really feed your family and be able to walk away from that at some point, or sell it, have an exit plan if your family don't want to take over that business. So those are the things that I like to cover. Those are the things I talk about, because that's kind of my story, and I think that is relevant as you move forward in doing business. So we're going to be talking about downloading the Canva app, managing your online fears, indirect marketing, which is going to be just talking about not selling online, but selling yourself as a person and as a brand, and then allowing people to do business with you from that point. Creating your brand and using Canva 2.0 and Canva Pro. Canva 2.0 is free. And I've been a Canva user now, I believe, for between 4 and 5 years. I've only been a Canva Pro user for about 6 months. So the entire time that I was creating flyers and banners and all the things that I was doing it with the free version. And just understand the paid version is only like $14 a month. So we're talking about still a low expense for a business owner to be able to take on when it comes to you really moving forward and growing your business. And I know for those that are in a network marketing company that has its own branding, or I'm a personal trainer at LA Fitness where they've already got their own branding. I'm still telling you, you have to create your own brand because you have to always be selling you, and you cannot sell you being someone else. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that to understand that I'm not saying that the brand that you sell through is unethical or something that you need to hide or get away from. But what I am saying to you is that you're an individual and you have to sell yourself, because if you want your business to stay on the books, if you want to build a business that's based on who you are, you've got to brand yourself and you've got to sell people you. So in this picture here again, I put these things together just to kind of show you how I have no background, guys, in design. None. I've not taken a class online. I've not taken a class in school. None of it. I don't have any $600, $700, $800 software. Everything you ever see me put out, the most I pay for my software is $30 or less. $30 or less. So I'm just telling you guys, there's a place to pull pictures from. There's a place to integrate your different apps to work together to create the branding you need to create without it costing you a lot of money. And there was one time I was paying $75 a flyer to get flyers done. And the bad thing about that is that when you need to get 5 or 6 flyers done a month, now you're talking about $200, $300, $400 a month on flyers. That's an expense. When you can be spending $30 a month, and once you learn how to use the software, you can make you get better at it. So I can put a flyer together in maybe 15 or 20 minutes. So if I'm gonna spend $30 for the software and then spend another 15 or 20 minutes putting together a flyer, and I have to do 4 this month, that's an hour of my time and $30 versus $300 or $400 for me to have somebody else do it and then hope that they're doing it correctly. I like being able to have the control of the artwork that I use. I like being able to have the control of how I want it to look. And when I have people doing flyers, I don't like to have to keep sending flyers back to people and annoying them because I don't like, because I'm picky. I'm funny with stuff. So I know my personality. And if things aren't just the way I like them to be, then it doesn't settle well with me. And it'll be in the back of my mind. So because I know that that's who I am, I have to make sure that things look the way I want them to look. And when I've got the control of doing it myself, then at least I'll know how to teach somebody to do it when I decide I'm gonna back off that and put it on autopilot, if that makes sense. So you see in this picture, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different people in this picture, but it looks like they're standing all together. And I made it look like they're standing all together. You'll see on this shirt, it says, how you think is how you live. And where's my annotation here real quick? So, oops, sorry about that. Didn't mean to do that. So here you'll see how you think is how you live, which is one of the mantras for my company, Training by Dunbar. And then the next shirt has a gentleman with the book being pulled off the shelf, which was on a few slides before this. This one, just a Training by Dunbar shirt. This one, the cover of the book. This one, Team New Vision, a Team New Vision hoodie. And then me, I just threw me in the picture on the end behind the girl and then dropped the Canva logo in here behind their heads. And see, I was able to do all of this stuff in the software that I use. Again, one piece of software is $14 a month. The other one is $15 a month. That's $29 to do it for the software that I use to put that together. And again, and I'll show you in some future slides how you can use it, how you can use this kind of stuff to build your business, not just to be doing art, because it's not about just creating stuff, spending your time creating things. I certainly don't want you guys spending your time doing that, but I do want you to understand how to build your business and build a brand for yourself, even though you may be part of a bigger brand, whether it be, like I said, Watson Realty or LA Fitness or Legal Shield or anything that you're a part of. That's where you're in a space where you're a business owner, but you're still part of a bigger brand, if that makes sense. And I know that there's some people on the line that are thinking like, hey, look, my online feels like I don't want to be online. I got to manage my online fears. I'm really concerned about being online because people steal people's information and they hack their accounts and, you know, all these different things. Now, some people can't get on because of compliance. So if it's a compliance issue, then this is not gonna count for you. If you can't get on because you've got a Series 6 or a Series 7, or you work for a financial company and that financial company says you can't be online doing things, then you can't be online doing things. I mean, that's just bottom line. But if you're just, hey, I'm not used to it, I'm worried about people friending me that I don't want to be my friends, right? Especially women, when you got guys trying to talk to you and hit on you, and just all the kind of things that happen on social media, right? You can unfriend them, guys. You can unfriend them. You can actually go in and create a business page and run it through as a business, with a business page, with the business logo, with the business name, and people won't even know that it's you. So you can operate that way. You can also hire people to do online marketing for you, where you have a presence online, but it's not you actually running the account. So you can have your Instagram running, your Twitter running, your Facebook running, your LinkedIn running, all of your TikTok, whatever you've got going on. You can have those things running, but you can have them running in a way where they're running, but you're not the one handling everything. So you're able to make money and market through the aspect of social media, but somebody else is handling it. You're making money and you're paying them based on the money that you're making. So there's a way to handle those online fears if that's what you're concerned about, because social media, guys, is really the new real estate. So, you know, having an office somewhere in a location, depending on what you do for a living, having an office may or may not be anything but a big expense for you. So you got to know that when you're doing things, when you're working online, so like for me, like Amazon, and so I'm in a different space now when it comes to online, because now that I'm writing and I'm an author and those kind of things, so now I'm on Kindle Publishing and Amazon and you know, books to read and all these other new sites that I'm using now to promote a book that I hadn't been on before. So everything is online, right? Right now, everything is about digital marketing and digital products and what can you sell from your home office, right? You know, what can you sell sitting in your bed, you know, with your back up against the headboard on your iPad? And this is how people are making money. And it's not a millennial thing, guys. It's a entrepreneurial thing. That is the wave of the future. This is where things are going. So we have to understand that as we build forward, that things are going to, you know, this is not the Henry Ford days anymore. So for the people that are like, hey, look, you know, I don't want to change with the times. Like, the times are going to always change. Things are going to always progress. And you got to trust that process, and you got to move forward with that progress, with that process. You guys got it, right? Yes or yes? You guys follow me? Just jump in the chat and just say yes or yes. But I just want you guys to understand that you've got to manage those online fears. You've got to manage them, because if you don't manage them, then you will scare yourself right out of business. And I promise you, you do not want to do that. You don't. So it's really just as simple as you making a decision and saying, hey, look, you know what? I'm gonna take this more serious, and I'm really gonna look at building in that space, if that makes sense. So this I put up because this is, let's look at indirect marketing. So let's say I went on social media and I made a post, and it's time to set new goals. It's a picture of me looking at my watch. Time blocking will assist you in reaching those goals, right? So this is about understanding that I don't have to promote that I'm a coach to put this here. See, right, there's nothing there saying that I do business coaching. It's time to set new goals. Time blocking will assist you in reaching those goals. If I post that and I do some advertising on, I put some ad dollars into some of the social media sites that'll let you pay to get the stuff out to a bigger audience, I'm going to get a few people who are going to message me and say, hey, so what kind of, like, what do you know, where you get your time blocking information from? I need to do some time blocking. What are you using? Which gives me an opportunity to get them into my click funnel, right? And I'll tell you guys what ClickFunnels is at another time, because this is not the training for that. But on a short note, ClickFunnels is you have some information, they click on it, it takes them somewhere else that belongs to you. They see more information, they click on something else, it takes them to your website, they click on something else, they're able to call you, you do a presentation and transition them from a prospect to now a sale. right? And in the future, I'll go over how you can set those things up. And it doesn't matter that you're part of a bigger company, right? Those are things that you can do to build into your business. It was interesting. I was talking to somebody, another network friend of mine, a guy that's in Legal Shield, as a matter of fact. I was talking to him, and he was like, well, you know, I've got prospect by Legal Shield. And I'm like, do you understand that Brian Carruthers was using ClickFunnels 10 years ago, 15 years ago? Brian Carruthers had landing pages 10 or 15 years ago, and it wasn't prospect by Legal Shield. So there's nothing wrong with prospect by Legal Shield. Like, I use that myself with my networking marketing. What I'm saying is that's a different thing than you having a setup to get people who are looking to work from home or earn extra income for them to click on, that doesn't have network marketing on it, that doesn't have your network marketing company on it, but it has that you work with companies that offer an opportunity for you to work from home. And when Brian Carruthers used to create landing pages to do all the recruiting he didn't have Legal Shield on the landing page. It wasn't prospect by Legal Shield. It was him having landing pages set up because he understood marketing himself. He understood marketing himself as a millionaire and as a profitable network marketer. And that's what he did. And it was absolutely nothing wrong with it. And look at his status, because he was doing that 10 or 15 years ago. So this is not anything new. But having a post like this does not push people away, because you're not trying to suck them into some deal that you're doing, right? So, you know, and even for a realtor, and I don't think I have any realtor examples, I don't believe, in this slideshow, but I am going to show you guys an example with a fitness trainer. You know, the same thing. Like, it's all about how you post things when you're posting. So on this post, right, I used to pay my business coach by the hour. Now I pay for results. Somebody is paying a coach $100 an hour, $150 an hour, 2 hours, $250 an hour, whatever they're paying their business coach, and they may not like their results. They may feel like I'm getting nickel and dime, but there's not really a program for me to check and see whether my status is changing or whatever the case may be. So a person that's feeling that way, that reads a post like this that says, I used to pay my business coach by the hour, now I pay for results, that person is now going to say, maybe I need to inbox this guy and ask him what he means by that. Like, who is he paying, right? So it's indirect marketing to get people's attention, so that because again, people want to buy, they just don't want to be sold to. And they don't want to see, people don't want to feel like a mark. Does that make sense? People don't want to feel like a mark. People don't want to read something and then go spend $30 and feel like they just got kind of sucked in or suckered into buying this deal. You've got to appeal to people's ability to be able to relate to your information and see it a few times. I know when Darnell Self started back recruiting heavily, and I was speaking to him because obviously he's one of my mentors, and he's my platinum. And he said, man, you know, I'm doing a lot of recruiting from Instagram. And I said, well, what are you doing? Are you like going into like different aspects of Instagram and posting Legal Shield things? Or are you putting just simple catchphrases about how our product works? And he was like, no, actually, all I'm doing is posting quotes with pictures of myself and saying things like making success quotes and things like that. And then people are saying, hey, what do you do? And then I'm letting them know I'm in network marketing. And then that network marketing conversation turns into how much success you have. Because I thought network marketing was a pyramid scheme, and it gives you a chance to do some myth busting on whether network marketing is a pyramid scheme and things of that nature. And then that person then says, oh, okay, this is great. So what company are you with? Well, now that person has now bought Daryl Stanley. You guys follow that? That person has now bought Renee McKnight. That person has now bought Francis Williams. And once they buy you, they're now saying, okay, I'm trusting this person through this process of working with network marketing, because they're saying it's not a pyramid scheme. Not, I'm going into a network marketing deal with nobody I trust. And what I've read is that it's a pyramid scheme. So indirect marketing is really big, especially online, because everybody's marketing online. And I watch everything that goes on. And I watch some people just shove their products and services down people's throat. And I see some people that make some very intelligent and creative posts that draw people in. without seeming to be very, very aggressive marketing, if that makes sense. So here you'll see more of a fitness trainer post where, you know, whether man or woman, the most important aspect to exercising is form, right? So that person may have that post, and even as I'm doing this with you guys, right? So I'm talking to you guys, so it's almost like the pickpocket that's teaching you how he pickpockets while he's pickpocketing you. You guys got that, right? So just put yes or yes down there. So like always training, always being there. So if you notice, I'm sitting here telling you guys, you got to indirect marketing. You got to put this stuff here. You got to put this stuff there. But guess what? I'm showing you guys pictures that I created that's got what? My logo on there, right? That's got a drinking cup on the ground where he's working out at with my logo on it. A young lady with my mantra and my logo on the bottom are working out. Even though I'm talking about a personal trainer posting a post to do indirect marketing to get business as a personal trainer, I'm still kind of quote unquote selling you guys on my brand. You guys follow that? Because it's indirect marketing. And what it's about is getting into people's head without knowing that you're getting into people's heads. So if you continue to see training by Dunbar and then you realize 6 months later that you want to coach, what's in the back of your mind? Training by Dunbar. That's why it's so important to create a company and create a name. I did so many Will workshops years ago, and I slowed down on now, obviously, because I got, you know, my attention is in different areas and my network marketing company, you know, my business progresses and things of that nature. But there was a point in time, probably 5 years ago, 6 years ago in my business, where I was doing Will workshops almost every weekend, guys, almost every weekend. And you know why? Because I was using my brand, Living Legacy Benefits Group. And it was a really good catchphrase because churches understood living legacy. And when I was promoting myself, the pastors was telling other pastors, yeah, I got this guy coming in to do these Will workshop. And who is it? Oh, Living Legacy Benefits Group. And he talked to my congregation about leaving 10% of their will to the church. What I was talking to those congregations about was leaving 10% of their assets in their will to the church. My company name, which was Living Legacy Benefits Group, which is the name that I use with the EIN number that is attached to my network marketing company's agreement. So I get paid through that EIN number under Living Legacy Benefits Group. That's why my email that goes out says llbenefits@legalshieldassociate.com. And I'm marketing a Legal Shield product to get a will done, but I'm doing it under Living Legacy Benefits Group and marketing to the churches and the nonprofits. You guys follow that? Yes or yes? So I did that and I sold myself. What did they end up with at the end of the sale, guys? They ended up getting a will done by the provider law firm that works with Legal Shield, even though who did they let in their front door? Living Legacy Benefits Group. That's who they let in. And even way back then, I wasn't even using Canva or smart mockups or anything of that nature back in those days. I was just putting together PDFs and using Acrobat, things like that. But I'm just telling you guys, you got to figure out a way to market yourself and your skill set so that people understand who they're dealing with, and you'll realize that you'll get a lot more business that way. Not because there's something wrong with the company that you work with, right? A personal trainer training through LA Fitness. LA Fitness has a good name. As far as I know, they do, right? But that personal trainer could be really great at working with people who have disabilities or a person that's going through recovery, that needs physical therapy or whatever the case may be. And if that's their skill set, they need to market themselves, brand themselves for that. And guess what will happen? People who are coming to LA Fitness to get conditioned that are looking for a person that understands a disability or understands that they're coming through physical therapy, that person will have a skill set and a brand that will allow him or her to do that until they branch off on their own and create their own personal training company. So it's just about getting yourself set up so that you can kind of branch out on your own if you're ever planning on doing such, right? So creating your brand. So again, here, what do you see? You see creating your brand. You see a couple holding up a postcard with Team New Vision. You see a young lady with a hoodie on. with Team New Vision on the hoodie, and then on the left-hand side, a woman wearing a face mask with my Training by Dunbar brand on it. And if you notice on the graphics here, right? So creating your brand, that wording, the C in creating is behind her head, but in front of her hoodie. You guys follow that? So it's all about in designing it in a way that is really, you know, it's helpful to the eye, and it gives a look that people are like, and again, you guys don't have to go to school for this. You don't have to. I'm not trying to sway you from what you do for a living and say I want to be a brander and a marketer. No, I'm saying do this in your own business. So let me give you an example of how you can get into a field and not necessarily have to go that route, but it'll help your business grow. So of course, I'm on the process of writing a second book, and I'm co-authoring another book right now. And then I got one book already completed. Well, my coach was like, well, you need to form a publishing company because you're going to do self-publishing. And I'm like, well, I don't really need to form a publishing company. I'm just going to self-publish it myself, and then I'm going to sell it through the platforms. It was like, no, but you're gonna need people to do things for you. And if you hire those people to do that job, and you pay them as a 1099 to do that job through Dunbar Publishing, now you're publishing your own book through your publishing company, and all you're paying for is the actual job to get done, not paying a publishing company to do something for you, and you're paying them in excess. So I may pay a copywriter, right? They may say, I want $300 to do this, and by the time they do this, that, and the other, it may end up being $3,000 by the time they're done doing everything. Well, it might only really would have cost me $1,500 if it was my copywriter. So I'm paying an extra $1,500 because I'm going through a publishing company, and they're paying their expenses as a publishing company. You guys follow that? Yes or yes? So with me forming my own publishing company, now all I did was directly hire a copywriter and say, okay, I'm going to pay you to just do my copywriting. And now you're going to do the copywriting for me, and I'm going to pay you to do it. And then I'm going to publish my book under Dunbar Publishing, because guess what? Everybody who's working to make sure my book has got everything in it correct, from the cover to the editing, I'm paying you as a 1099 through Dunbar Publishing, which makes me now the publishing company. You guys follow that? So now I'm not a publisher. I'm not going to go into that space. I'm not going to start marketing myself as a book publisher. I'm not doing any of that. I'm not interested in doing any of that. What I am interested in is cutting my expenses down the same way that Kevin Hart cut his expenses down when he decided he was going to create his own production company instead of paying a company to produce his stuff. And he's overpaying because he's paying a production company, as opposed to hiring people, forming his own production company, and keeping the money in-house. Does that make sense? So you got to understand, as a business owner, right, how to operate your business so that you keep the money at home. You got to keep the money in-house so that you can do other things with it to build your business, instead of paying out to all of these people. The two biggest expenses you're going to have as a business owner, depending on what business you're in, but in most businesses, are going to be where you operate from, which means where you're leasing from, and then your employees. Those are going to be your two biggest expenses. Well, if I can show you how to automate yourself so that you're using software and apps to replace employees, you get rid of that expense. If you work from home, you get rid of the expense of having a location, unless you're a retailer and you're selling clothes through a place. And really, there's a way to do drop shipping where you don't even have to do that. You can have it ordered at one place and dropped off at another place once you find a good place that's reputable, that you can do that if you're an online marketer. So there's always a way to do it. You just got to look into how to do it so that it all makes sense. And that's what you want. You want your business to be operating while you live your life. As much as you like to work, some of you all like to work. I'm a workaholic. I like to work a lot. I enjoy what I do. There is still times I want to take a break. There's times I want to take a nap. There's times I want to be out of town and enjoying my family, whatever the case may be. And I don't want to work. And guess what? If I got things put in place so that I can do that, then it allows me to be in a position to be able to get those things done. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into some screen sharing on Canva directly here. Let me check the time, but yeah. So where shall I go? Will this work? Nope. That's not gonna work. See if I can get this to pull up. Just bear with me, guys. I got so many windows open. Sometimes I don't know what's going on. Okay, let me see. Okay, let me see. All right, so let's go here. You guys, can you guys see Canva pulling up right now? All right. All right, so good stuff. So this is canva.com. And guys, look, Canva.com. You can use Canva for free. They do have a Canva Pro. And if you do decide to get Canva Pro, I believe the first 30 days is free. And after that, you're paying like $14, $15 a month for it. But they'll give you 30 days free. So I'm on Canva Pro. So some of the things I have access to, you wouldn't unless you had Canva Pro. But guys, this will let you put all your own branding stuff in here. So you can put your logos in here. You can put your color palettes in here. So when you're creating things, all you're doing is grabbing your colors and stuff that you already use and putting things together. So you can do all of that stuff here. You can create a team and have people working on things with you. You can have folders. You can do all those different things. All right. So let's look at some designs. So these are designs that I already have like in here. So I've got pages and pages and pages and pages of designs. So I made something for this is my good friend Kyle Sprague. I see you on here, Lori Wu. This my man Kyle Sprague, something I was building for him some time ago. And it's just like putting, so as a matter of fact, let me grab this. And Kyle Sprague, you might actually be on here yourself. So something real simple for this, and this is not even like super professional. This is just something that I was like throwing together, right? So here I dropped my logo on there. I took, I took the, the text in. So let me take the spelling here. And when I see that, Kyle Sprague, I can click here and I got all of these different fonts I can use. So I can change that to whatever I want to change it to right in that box, right? If I don't like that, I can hit the arrow and take it back, right? I got my logo in here on this deal, and I can ungroup it. See where it says ungroup right here? I can ungroup this and I can totally take that apart, right? Once I ungroup it, I'm sorry, hold on. I can take that apart because that's really just my logo and then an element that I chose if I wanted to take that apart that way. This is an element that I chose, and then when I chose it, if I wanted to be that color, I can click on this, and not only will it pull up, guys, a color palette like this that you can put the code in when you're choosing colors, but everything on the screen, everything inside this what I'm creating, it pulls all the colors from everything, and I can choose so I can match. So let's say I wanted this whole thing to match the color of his suit. This is him in the color of his suit. These are all the colors in that picture. So if I wanted to match something to his suit, like I matched this to the color of his suit, all I did was go to this, click that, and then I went to the color of his suit and clicked it, and it changed it that color. You guys follow that? So I can do those things all throughout here on any design. And the picture of him, all I did was white it out. So let me show you something. So say I want to take a picture of somebody and drop it on here, right? I can go to my uploads, and these are pictures that I have, right? But if I wanted pictures of a person that I already had here, I can go to my folders, and I've got separate folders where I've got logos, I've got pictures of myself, I've got other accounts that I work with, I got commercial vehicles because I do CDLP flyers, right? I got all those things here. So let's just go to uploads, and let's just say I wanted to put a picture of my good friend who's probably on here too, Willie Tolbert, on here. Well, he's got this background going on, so I can click that, then I can click effects, and then I can click background remover, and it'll drop his background right out of there, and now I can drop him in this picture, and then I can go here to position. Move this. I can go to position and say, okay, well, I want his legs to be behind this, so I can drop him to the back where he's now behind this, right? But I may want his head to be above this, so now I'm going to grab this. Well, let me group it again first. So I'm gonna hit shift, I'm gonna click the logo, then hold my shift key and click the element, and then go up here and group those two items together. Now I can grab that entire item and click position and put it behind his head. Now I've got his head in front of the logo, but his body behind the border. You guys follow that? So it's really, and again, I know it may seem complicated right now, what I'm doing, but it's really not complicated. It's you learn to do it, and it's a really quick learning process, but over time, you will get better at doing the different artwork that you'll do. You guys follow that? So let me show you guys something else. So I'm gonna go to just something totally different, right? So here, this is something I created for the book. So I took in, oh, let me show you guys something else first before I go there, so that you guys understand how you can, because you guys are on social media, right? So let's go to home. Take a look at something. Let's say I want to do an Instagram story. All I need to do is type in, or I don't even have to type it in. Look, guys, Instagram story. It's going to pull up templates for Instagram story. This already fits Instagram story. All I have to do now is grab this and say, I want to use this template for my Instagram story. Right? Well, I may not want this picture of this lady in here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to my folders, and I'm gonna go to pictures of me and pull up pictures of myself. And I can take this picture of myself. I can remove my background. And I can either drop just drop, like slide my picture in there and it'll take over the whole photo, or I can just get rid of this picture altogether and drop my picture on here and then create a border around it if I choose to do so. I can take this writing here and I can change the font on it. And then type it to say whatever I want to. And I can change the size, right? By doing that, or I can go here and change the size. I can change the color of the text, right? So you see the picture, the colors in the picture, photo colors. This is the photo of me. So if I want this to match what I have on, I can look at photo colors of me, hit CR. Everything that's in the picture, guys, they're gonna pull up color codes for, and I can grab whatever one I want. If I want to change it to the color of this, I just click that and it changes the type into that color. So again, it sounds a little bit complicated, but once you get to learn the art of using it, you'll realize that it's really not difficult to use. I can bold things, I can italic, I can underline, I can put it center to the left, or I can put it to the right. If I'm typing something up, I can do bullet points. I can increase the spacing in between the words. I got all these different options that I can do here as I'm moving forward with changing a specific design here. So let's say you say, hey, well, you know what? I want to put something on Facebook. I can go here and type in Facebook, right? And it's going to pull up everything. Facebook ads, Facebook app ads, Facebook covers, Facebook event covers. So if you want to do a cover for your Facebook group, you can go to Facebook cover And now you know it's going to be the right size. It already matches the size. All you got to do now, and let's say you want to start from blank. Say you say, I don't want any of this stuff. I want it to just be a blank canvas that I can start from scratch. Well, you just grab it, hit backspace, right? So you say, well, I don't want it to be black. I want it to be white. Okay, go to the color. It's black. Change it white. See that wording? If you want that wording here, change the color, change the wording. If you don't want it in there, get it out of there altogether. Now you got a blank set. If you want to do a couple of them, you say, hey, I want to do more than one. I want to sit down on Sunday and make 4 banners so I can change them throughout the month once a week. Then you can create your banner, and then you can hit add page, and they'll add another page. And you can create 4 of them right now and then download them separately and then drop them once a week on your Facebook page and have it all done. You guys follow that? So it's so easy to go in and run your business and use these different things. And this got so many. So if I look at templates, social media, personal, business, marketing. I got so many things in my way, guys. I got to move some of this stuff around. Education, trending. So whatever it is, if you want to do a poster, a flyer, an infographic, you can even put videos inside of things, guys, when you're doing this stuff. You can even create your own logo. So if you're saying, hey, I do have a company form, I do want to start marketing through my company, you can literally go and create a logo on your own through here, and now you got your own. So you got logo templates, and you can say, okay, so how do I want to start how do I want my logo to look? And you can go through here and figure out how you want your logo to look, and then you can go and you can change it and make it into whatever you want to make it into. So I can take something like, I guess this, right? I'll pull this up, and I can say I want to use that template, right? And it drops it here, right? And this is my logo. So I'm going to say, oh, you know what? Look at this. Let me take this and get rid of it. And I'm going to go to my folders, and I'm going to grab logos, right? And let's say I'm not even going to do mine. Let's do Team New Vision, right? And I say, let me take Team New Vision, and I can either drag it and drop it here and take over the entire picture by just sliding it in like that, and they'll take over the whole picture. Or I can simply click on it and let it pull up like that, and then just drop it, center it that way, right? Or I can say, well, let me move this up. And this is how I want my logo. I want my logo to look like this. Get this chat bar out the way real quick. Logo look like this, and I want to change the font. I don't want the font to look like this. So you look at this font net. So you got Team New Vision, Faith, Family, Finance, Fitness. So what if I wanted that to be what it was? Go ahead and decrease the size of the text, and then I can increase it later on. So I can go Team New Vision. And if you need to change the font to match that, all you gotta do is find out what font this is, and then go there and change it to that font. So I got Team New Vision, and I can go down here and say Faith, Family, Finance, Fitness. And right, it's too big, so all I gotta do is go here and still don't fit, make it smaller. Now it fits. If I want to make it all bigger all together, grab this on the end, make it bigger. So I'm creating a logo, and I'm using Team New Vision, and I'm using this sign, and I put some mantra down there. And if I say, you know what, I want to have a border on here, I can go to elements, guys, right? I can go to elements, and I can say, these are all elements, lines and shapes and frames. And I can say, you know what, let me take this, and I'm going to create a frame, and I want it to be white. So now I got my frame, and I just click my frame, and I want it white. So I just change the color, and now I've got a white frame on my logo. And once I create my logo and I'm finished, I can close it out. And now this is my logo. And then when I go to save it, I can go here to download, and I can download it. I can create a share link. So if you create a picture and you don't want to have to put the picture somewhere, you can create a share link and just share the link with people. And when they click the link, it'll open up that photo. I can make it as a presentation, right? Present and record. I can take it, send it directly to my Facebook page, send it directly to my Twitter page. I can email it. I can connect it to my Smart Mockups account, which I'm gonna be going over next week with you guys, right? I can put it on a Facebook group. I can drop it in Google Drive. I can put it in Dropbox. I can put it connected to my MailChimp account, guys. You see how this works? LinkedIn, everything. I can connect it how I want. If I want to take my logo and put it directly on t-shirts and then print the t-shirts, and I can print through them and they will ship the shirts that way. That is how easy these automated systems are. Could you imagine creating a logo on this and then having them put it on the shirts and shipping the shirts to people? You just created t-shirts and sent them to people who bought them without ever leaving your house. Through a company that you're paying $14, $15 a month for the membership, and then you would pay for them to make the shirts, whatever the cost would be. So when I go to download this, I click download, and I can download it as a PNG, a JPEG, a PDF standard, a PDF print, a MP4 video, a GIF, right? I can download that, and when I go to click it, if I wanted the background to be transparent, so I can drop it anywhere, I just click transparent background, and then I click download, and it downloads it directly to my computer. And look at that, giving you examples. You can put this on a card like this. It even gives you examples. So I'm just telling you guys, this is the wave of the future. Not necessarily Canva, but being able to do these things without ever leaving your house. You don't have to go to Fiverr or pay some designer to create a logo for you for $200 or $300. You can create your own logo and then alter your logo and make 3 or 4 different of the same logo with different color shades and all kind of stuff on your own. Is it going to take you a little bit of time to do it? Yeah, but you got to invest time into your business, guys. Like that's just what that is. You can't really avoid that. You can't get around it. So there's so many different things that you can do here. And even if it wasn't business, so you can use this for the same way you've been using Microsoft, guys. So let's forget the artwork part of it, right? Templates, business, presentations. I can click presentations, and it's going to pull up presentations, simple, educational, marketing presentation, brand guidelines, all of these different things, keynote speaking, listing, professional. I can create different things right back here. So let me go back to templates real quick. If I need to send somebody an invoice, I got invoices on here. You guys follow that? So it's not just about artwork, but guess what happens if I want to create an invoice and be professional? So, you know, I like to use names. So Constance wants to create an invoice for one of her clients. That's all she has to do is click on invoice, use this template, and guess what she can do now? She can take this invoice and in a few minutes say, you know what? I'm going to use this invoice. I'm going to change the numbers to meet my numbers for my client. And guess what? I'm not Crystal Studios. So I'm going to get rid of this and put my company information here, right? I can do training. And you know what? No, let me do this. Constance Construction Company, right? And I can do that. If I wanted to drop a logo on there, right? I can shorten that up and say, boom, I got my deal there, but I still want to put my logo there. So how am I gonna put my logo there? I'm gonna go here to my folder. I'm gonna grab my logo and I'm gonna say, let me drop my logo on here because it's an invoice coming from my company. And I can just drop my logo there just like that and position it however I want to, right? See those little numbers? All I got to do is go down here to 46%, make it bigger so I can see those numbers bigger, and go right in here and say, hey, this is what I did. I didn't do website design. I did a construction job. And change those numbers, change those dollar figures, change that down there, and then print that thing off and send it to whoever I want to. You guys follow that? So it's really just, you can build your entire business through here. Some of you guys got software doing 3 or 4 different things, and one software will do all of this stuff for you. So I can do all of those things directly through here that way. You guys follow me? Yes or yes? Yeah, y'all sleep on me tonight. I don't know whether this is good information or y'all really sleep on me tonight. So again, so when I did my thing last week, right? I use some of this stuff that you guys see here. Look, the Zoom deal. And then the pictures that they're using, I use through Canva, they're through Unsplash, right? So let me give you guys a heads up on something. If I want to use some photos, right? So my screen is a lot messier for me than it is for y'all because I got all kind of dialog boxes open and y'all can't see them from y'all end. So if I want to use a picture of artwork for something that I'm doing, all I got to do is go to photos. Say I want picture and I want to use a computer. I can just type in computer, and guess what, guys? The pictures here, I don't have to make sure that I can use them legally. When I have Canva, when I'm using Canva, any pictures here, I have the rights to them. That's why they're here. Canva has already paid for them. So it's free for me to use them. Right? Tells you what it is. So free for Canva Pro because I have Canva Pro. I can add it to my folder. So if I'm gonna use it, I can add it to one of my folders so that I don't have to go back here and get it if I want to. For those that are saying, where else can you get pictures from? Let me show you something else. You can go to a website called unsplash.com. Right here. Right. So you see that I have my account. This is my picture here up in the upper right-hand corner. This is my account. Unsplash. I don't have to pay anything to be here. Right. These are different pictures that you can pull. You can type in what you're looking for, or I can click on nature and it'll pull up pictures of nature. I can download these pictures and use them at no cost, guys. All it does is tell you to thank the person where you got it from. So if I want to use this picture, right? If I want to like it or like the photo, I can do that here, right? I can add it to my collection of photos that I have. I can download the photo, and all they're going to ask me to do is say thanks for the person who did it, who put it up here. So it's just so many resources that you can use to brand yourself, right? To brand yourself and not have to worry about paying people to do all kinds of things and creating an environment where people are coming to you and posting on social media and allowing people to fall in love with the quotes that you make and the meaningful things that you put, the pictures of you and your family, and then people will buy what you're selling because they have bought you. And that is the idea of indirect marketing. And that's what I want you guys to start doing, as opposed to saying, hey, look, I'm going to push what I'm selling. Yeah, I'm going to push what I'm selling. So that's what you don't want to do. You don't want to just be pushing. So Claudia, good stuff. Claudia Cream, you've got Canva, good stuff. And for anybody who does not have Canva at all, if you don't have Canva at all and you're going to get Canva, I have a link that you can use that just let me know and I'll send you the link and you can go through my link to get yourself set up, and they give me points and all kind of other stuff for things that if I ever order something like if I want them to make t-shirts or hoodies or something like that, they'll give me a discount on because I got points. So if you one of them people that's like, no, I'm just gonna go and do it on my own, no love lost. Don't worry about that, guys. Do it however you want to do it. I'm just telling you, I have an affiliate link because I've been a Canva person for years. Oh, hey Renee, hold on, give me 1 second because I know that I have. Let me see. Give me 1 second. They got me on a hidden page somewhere. Yeah. Bear with me, guys. I'll be right back. Y'all can't. I don't know what y'all seeing, but y'all not seeing what I'm seeing because I can tell that y'all can't see my stuff right now. So hold on. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so. All right, you guys still with me? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link here. So you guys should be able to see it. That's the link right there. Oh, I'm sorry. I sent it directly to Clarence. I'm sorry about that, Clarence. I don't know how I did that. All right, there's the link. So if you want to use, if you go through that link, that's kind of, you know. And you know what, Nancy, I'm not sure. I would assume that I want to get credit if you sign up for Pro because the other one is free, and it doesn't matter. If you go through my link and just join it for free, it doesn't matter. Like, don't get Pro if you don't need it. Like, don't pay for Canva if you don't need to pay for Canva. My stuff is a little bit more advanced now, so I pay for it now. But like I said, I've only been paying for it, guys, for maybe 6 months or something like that. I don't know, somewhere close to that. Haven't been long at all. So most of the stuff that I created originally, I created without even being a Canva Pro user. So you really don't need to set yourself up in that manner. So just so you guys know. So all right, so I'm going to take some questions on some stuff here. Anybody have any questions on anything? Unmute yourself. Or do I have y'all where y'all can't unmute yourself? What's happening there? I'm sorry, I might have y'all locked out some kind of way. Sometimes I'll be confused. Let me see. Oh, y'all can unmute yourself. It's set up for y'all to unmute yourself. Okay, I want to make sure. If anybody has any questions, unmute yourself. Going once. Going twice. All right, fantastic. Fantastic. So
is all the replays on YouTube?
They are.
Okay, yep. Great.
All the replays are definitely on YouTube. That is
because I missed a couple of sessions because I couldn't make it at time.
No, yeah. You missed a couple of sessions because you ain't want to hear me no more, man.
I do, Mr. Dunbar. That's why I asked. Seriously. You have some great content, really. You do.
I appreciate that, brother. Absolutely. I appreciate you. Thanks for being on too, man. Absolutely. Yeah. So remember, guys, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Just make sure you subscribe to YouTube. Visit the Training by Dunbar site. Remember, you can get to my YouTube, get to YouTube through there as well. You can also get the book through the website, through my website as well. All of that stuff is there. The book, that's just give you some information on the book, Network Marketing as an Entrepreneur, preparing for becoming an entrepreneur. And of course, I'm working with my good friend and my sister, Miss Tiffany Sullivan. And remember, she's only in one chapter, guys. She's gonna be in the full book though, because she has an hour-long testimony interview in a whole book about her entire story. So her and 10 other people are in the full book as well. So you're gonna hear more on Tiffany on her life as an attorney and some other things in the full book. Get the 25% discount on the book by going to either go to the website and then put in the code Employeepreneur. You can do that there. And you should already have received the free chapter, chapter 3, which is called Employeepreneur. You should have already received that chapter. If you didn't, just hit me and let me know, and I will push it to you. It's 13 pages PDF, ebook style, and you can take a look at that. Anybody that's read it, just give me some feedback, guys. That's all I'm looking for. Just some feedback. Just some feedback. All right. So one more time. Any questions before we close out? Going once.
Mr. Dunbar?
Going twice. Miss Stephanie Williamson, how are you?
I'm great. Great info tonight. This is fantastic. I have learned a lot tonight. But one quick question I had was, how do you find all of these different sites that you've been utilizing? Is there, because I know that there has to be a ton of them out there. So how do you find these tools that you're using, the Canva and Unsplash?
Most of it, either somebody will tell me about it, but I'll tell you most of the time it's through YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah. So whatever it is you're looking to do. So if you're looking to do specific things, like you probably kind of know what you're trying to do. So if you're saying, hey, I'm marketing myself online. If you go to YouTube and type in the address bar, marketing, online marketing, I mean, it's going to be a gazillion videos that's going to pull up. And as you start to listen to videos, they'll talk about apps they're using, how to use them. There'll be tutorials. So like I talked to you guys about Canva tonight. If you go to Canva's website, they got tutorials. If you go to YouTube and put in Canva tutorials, you'll see so many videos they'll make a head spin. And they'll teach you stuff that I didn't even talk to you about. Man, like there's professionals who train on Canva that will show you all kinds of hidden tips and secrets and ways that you can make all kinds of designer things right through Canva for that $14, $15 a month.
Okay, great. Fantastic. Fantastic.
Anybody else?
I'd just like to say thank you, big brother. God bless you, man.
Hey, man. Good stuff, man. Good talking to you yesterday, too, brother.
Yeah, well, it's good talking to you as well.
Good
Thanks
stuff.
again, bro.
Yep. You got it. Appreciate you guys. Anybody else?
Mr. Dunbar.
Hey, how are you?
Hi, it's Linnell Burns. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. I'm recovering
How's your knee?
just fine. I'm walking without my crutches already. I'm in physical therapy. I'm hoping that they don't do surgery. I'm doing good. So
Awesome. Well, I'm glad that you are doing well, sir. Definitely glad. Thank you for coming on the training once again tonight. I just wanted to commend you for sharing this information because it's so valuable, and I never even knew this existed. So just really wanted to thank you for that. And then also, when you were talking about your logo, how did you decide on the logo for your particular business? And what are some of the ways that we may be able to create one and be able to get it, I guess like patented so that no one else would steal it?
got you. And that's a longer conversation. So I'll talk to you offline about getting it patented and all that, because we'll be here forever talking about that.
Okay.
So I can't tell you what you can do on that. But as far as creating the logo, I created my logo before I ever knew about Canva. Like you can create a logo through Canva, but I had my logo already. And I went to somebody who helped me out. So I use, like you can use Fiverr.com. They got Fiverr Pro. They got different things like Fiverr. If you've never used Fiverr.com, it's Fiverr.com. And then they have an upgraded one that's like Fiverr Pro, where things cost a little bit more. People will do things for you in every aspect, from being a virtual assistant to creating a logo to writing a book for you. Like, you know what I mean? Like you got people out here that's putting books out that they don't write anything. They pay somebody to write the entire book. They pay somebody to create the entire cover work, and then they just sell on Amazon through themselves as an author. Does that make sense? So it's people that'll do every kind of work for you. So you can go to Fiverr and get it done. And they also have something called Upwork.com. And you can go to Upwork.com as well. And that they have people that do all kind of work all over the world, like not just United States, but India and everywhere else. They got people that do work, and you can pay them with American money or whatever, and they'll just they'll switch the currency over. I used a girl that I found on Facebook because there was a young Black girl on Facebook that is she lives in Africa. I can't remember where in Africa she lives at this point, but she had a designer company. She was like 22 years old. And I was trying to support her as being a young entrepreneur. She's a millennial. She's in Africa. She was working online. And I found her in a group that I'm in. And I told her what I was doing, what kind of training I was doing. And she created my entire logo. She made 4 different logos. I chose that one. Even if you look at my logo, where in the background of my logo, it's got like ethics and all kind of like little words and light writing. She created all of that in the logo. And I ended up paying her, all she wanted was like $45.
What?
And she gave me, I paid her $45. She made 4 versions. I chose the version. And she even told me, if you ever want to shorten it up, like make it smaller, anything like that, I could pay her $10 and she can adjust like different pixels and things like that. I paid her $45. And you know what I mean? It's like people do things because when you're not going through a big major company with all these expenses, people do the work for what it costs them to do it. because it's only them doing it. And that's the good thing about online work, is that I'm not going to a major marketing company that's got 2,000 employees in a commercial building in New York, that they charge me $2,000 to make a logo because they got to pay all these people. You go to somebody online and tell them to give you some examples of some work that they've done, and let them send you some stuff that they've done. And if you see the kind of work that they've done is the kind of work that you like, then you let them know, this is how I want my logo to look, or this is what I do for a living. This is my idea. And they'll ask you questions, and then they'll create it for you, and find somebody that's going to do several versions for that amount of money. And she was willing to do 4 for that $45, and I chose one of the 4. So that's how I got my logo done originally.
That's awesome. Great story. Thank you for that, sir. Definitely appreciate it.
Yeah. So again, all online. She was an online marketer, you know. So I did a business with her. I just felt like I wanted to support her because she was a young entrepreneur. I like when I see young people that's going to school full time in their 20s and they're running an online business at the same time, instead of depending on their parents to pay all their bills, or not doing anything because they're like, well, I'm getting an education right now, so I don't need to make money. And it's like, no, get in that spirit of creating a lifestyle for yourself, even while you're educating yourself to get a degree to be in whatever trade or industry that you feel like you're passionate about. You should still be looking to create some income, even if you're only putting 10 hours in a week to do things. It's the idea of moving in that space, especially at that young age. So that's why I was supporting her. Anybody else?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Hey, Mr. Frazier, how are you, sir?
Fantastic. Thanks for asking. I just want to thank you for pouring into us each and every week, training us and teaching us on how to be an entrepreneur. I appreciate you very much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, man. Thanks for being on every week, brother. I appreciate you.
Sir.
Yeah, and all the work you're doing in the field too, brother. Appreciate you getting it knocked out. Barbara Smith, I see you up there smiling. What's happening with you?
Hi, Mr. Dunbar. I just want to say thank you so very much